The Prime Minister, David Cameron, has announced that starting in August, online porn is going to be blocked in both private homes and in public spaces. So internet service providers in the country have agreed to put in place family-friendly filters that are going to block porn sites by default. And while they're optional, users have to actively refuse them in order for them not to take effect. Clearly there are different standards when it comes to the freedom of speech, between the United States and the UK, Trevor. But how's the EFF looking at it? Because, David Cameron even had some quotes there that Google and Bing and other companies like that have, that morally they should be following these rules, and that the First Amendment isn't an acceptable argument, or the freedom of speech is not.
Well, it's really sad to see, because this is going to lead to censorship of all sorts of material that's protected by both the First Amendment and freedom of the UK's idea of freedom of speech too. Because, when you put on these filters, even when they capture, 99% of the information they're supposed to capture, say they're, scanning 1 billion websites. So that means that 100,000 websites are going to be cataloged as supposed to be censored when they're in fact not. So, and the fact that they're turning these systems on by default and forcing the user to actively opt out of them is really disconcerting too, because there's going to be untold number of people who don't understand that these systems are even on, and if they do, can't figure out how to turn them off. And then we have all sorts of problems with, of course, households have more than one computer user. Pretty much every household. So, is every household going to have to abide by these rules as well? If he's looking to go after child sex abuse photos specifically, it's really, he doesn't really explain why this is going after all of pornography. And, the part about this that's really concerning is this is voluntary. So all of these ISPs are doing this by themselves. So there's no sort of parliamentary oversight whatsoever. And it's like I said, it's quite likely that a lot of information will get sucked up in this filter that shouldn't be.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I just feel like that's so often the case too, where something that has good intentions is done in a way that is not carefully crafted and a little sloppy and has far-reaching implications, unfortunately.